Hello everyone, my name is Pacha and welcome back to a new episode of Isle of the Wild. And today we are building for what I think is the most controversial animal, or it was the most controversial animal of the whole Grasslands animal pack. We are talking about, of course, the striped hyena. And if you are new to the Planet Zoo community, or if you didn't heard about it, maybe you were asleep the whole time. When we first saw pictures of the striped hyena by Frontier on their Twitter account, we noticed really fast something was looking very off. The thing that looked off was the face. The whole body itself was totally fine and looked very good, but the face didn't look like a striped hyena. It looked more like a puppy, like a small dog. And yeah, a lot of people were very upset about it. Some more than others, but that is how it is. And then the whole problem started when people started to shout out at Frontier to spam their live stream chats with messages and threatening them and demanding them to change this animal. Really not in a nice way. A lot of people, me included, spoke out for this and told them that this is not the way to talk to a developer that gives us such amazing content over the years and still is giving us amazing content. This is not the right way, and if this happens again in the future, I hope people will have learned and will do better next time. We might get another not so good looking animal. But nonetheless, Frontier heard us. They heard our demands. They reached out to us and told us, they will change the hyena before the DLC launches. I, in fact, because I had early access, still saw the old hyena, the old hyena model with the weird face, which wasn't really good looking, to be honest. Seeing it also in action, everything not really bad, not like bad like the Binturong was back then, but it wasn't right looking. So when the pack launched, they changed it. It now looks way better, really good. I say it's one of my favorite carnivores in the game so far because it's definitely better than the spotted hyena. But the spotted hyena is also a base camp animal. So and we know the base camp animals tend to look worse nowadays than the DLC animals. They didn't have aged well, but I'm still hoping, knocking on wood, that Frontier will give us at some point an update with where they overhaul all of the older Basecamp animal models, especially stuff like the lion, everything. I'd also talked about which animals I don't like in my tier list video of all our Planet Zoo animals. But we are building today for the striped hyena in Isle of the Wild. And this is not some random habitat layout that you are seeing in front of here and seeing created now. This actually has a little bit of history to it. History with myself and also history of my time playing Planet Zoo. Because, and I think not many people know that, only people that have been with me and my creations and my stuff for quite some time. This was, this habitat layout I have already built this habitat before in the past, and this was for a zoo called Inagua, or Great Inagua Tropical Park, or anything like that, which was my first attempt of creating a serious zoo with a real good layout, with a theming and not just random stuff here and there. So something that is cohesive in its narrative and in its visuals. And this zoo was never finished because it was my first zoo, so I didn't really had an idea of what I wanted to do. Not my first zoo, but my first serious zoo. So I still had not really idea of how I want to lay out things, what I want to do, what I don't want to do. So I changed things up every now and then, deleted whole sections and started over. And also the PC I had back then was my old PC, which didn't really was able to cooperate with a lot of stuff that I built and was getting low FPS really fast. So maybe in the future we can take a look at that. I definitely showed it from time to time in my live streams, but maybe we'll at some point do a dedicated video to all my old zoos or something like that, and to show you a little bit where I come from and what my development was over the years. But yeah, one area that I almost finished, not really, but where I got the furthest with my buildings was my African area. And that was because this African area wasn't, the layout of the African area wasn't a creation by myself. In fact, the whole layout of this area was an exact copy of the one from a zoo that I really like and that I really love to go to, and this is Leipzig Zoo in the east of Germany. When I think of the best zoos in Germany, in fact, for example, they have the biggest tropical indoor area of all of Europe, called Gondwanaland. So if you are ever in Germany, or if you are a German person, I highly recommend going to that zoo. It's really cool, it's really great, it's very big. But yeah, there they have this African area, which is also amazingly made with giant habitats for all kinds of savanna animals. They have a shared habitat for rhinos and cheetahs, for example, a big open plain savanna with lots of ungulates and giraffes and ostriches. They have lions, meerkats, and because we are speaking of hyenas, in front of the big savanna habitat is also a habitat for, I think, spotted hyenas. And it's built in a way that it looks like it would be connected to the big savanna and that the animals could go over to there, but of course there's a moat in between, so the carnivores can't reach the gazelles and antelopes. But this layout, is what really inspired me. And to get the exact layout in Planet Zoo, I went over to a good friend of me went over to Google Maps, and copied basically the entire zoo from above onto billboards that they then sent to me, and I was able to implement basically an aerial view of the whole zoo into Planet Zoo, and then I could trace via the path menu and via the exhibit, the habitat menu, fence menu. I could trace the exact size of all these exhibits and the exact shape of all these exhibits, of all the buildings, all the paths, and that way I could make realistically sized habitats. And this layout that you see in front of here is in fact a little bit modified version of the exact layout Leipzig Zoo has for their spotted hyena. I say modified because it's a little bit smaller on the not on the viewing area part, but on the other end that is close connected to the wallabies, which are behind that. I had to make it a little bit smaller so that it would fit in the space here. We are running tight on space in Isle of the Wild now, but we still have some areas left where we can build stuff for maybe a future DLC, for maybe the next DLC that is about to come in, I think, a month. So we still have some space, but it is getting close. We are getting to an end with this area here. But I made a blueprint of the one in Inagua. I still have the file, and then I ported it over to here. And this is what you see in front of you. The house is the exact size house that they have in Leipzig in the real world, and the viewing areas are also the exact same ones like they are in real life. And you already have noticed in the scene in the beginning, they don't have a lot of high fences in their viewing areas. They are pretty open, and it looks like the hyena could just jump over onto the gas path and maul on some tiny children or something like that. But in fact, there is of course a moat on both viewing areas so that the hyena can't get over there, which I think is a really cool and unique idea to do something like that. And I really love that it works out in Plan 2 as well. I checked with the whole heat map, and they can't get over to the gas path. They can't escape. Most likely I would have to make it deeper if it would be real life, but for now it works really good. But yeah, what you saw a few minutes before that was you may notice that there was a lot of cuts and everything. That was because the middle part of this video was recorded during our last live stream. And when I'm recording during a live stream, it can be that it's that I do stuff left and right, other things, show things around. So I have to cut these things out. And I still highly encourage you, if you haven't already, to watch our live streams, to come and watch with us or play with us, talk with us in our live streams. I'm streaming every Friday, if nothing happens, at 9 p.m. Central European time on Twitch. The link to that is in my description. And I really encourage you to do that. We have a lot of fun, a lot of people join from time to time. Last time, for example, we had Lider with us. We also have had Goran, I think, in the past at some point. So we have some bigger VIPs, if I call myself, from time to time with us in the chat. But even if we don't have them, we have really a lot of fun. We are talking about the game. We are experiencing stuff together. We are testing things out. We are just sharing what we can and cannot do in Planet Zoo. For example, before I recorded this, I made a little bit of a tutorial how to improve habitat builds because my viewers requested that on the Discord, which you can also join. Also, the link for that is in the comments down below. But yeah, speaking of enough speed of live streams and advertising myself here, what are the future plans after this video? Because I said in the past that, I think 3 weeks ago or 2 weeks ago, that I wanted to build for the wallabies and for the emus. Emus got scrapped now because they can't be in a walkthrough habitat, and I want to keep the space that we still have in here in Nagua in Isle of the Wild. I want to keep that for a future animal, for a future DLC. And I also said I want to build for the striped hyena, so for the essential DLC animals. I think I'm still missing the wildebeest, and as I said, the emu and the butterflies. I think also armadillo too, but armadillo will come to Raven Creek at some point. But I will not stress myself for doing that now if I don't have even the area planned out where I have planned to have the armadillo. But yeah, the future plans for this channel, or for the next weeks for this channel, is that next week you will get a nice little tips and tricks video about something that some of you guys already know what it will be about. Some others, let it be a surprise for you. I think it will be as good as the how to hide enrichment items. I don't know, but I think it will really help some of you guys with building stuff. I will not say what stuff. And after that, I have to see. I think we will go back to Raven Creek. We still have to finish the forest area. And then I still have my new idea for Raven Creek that I already talked about in the first video of this year, which I think was for, what was it again? Was it the kangaroo? No, it wasn't the kangaroo. It wasn't the wallaby. For the caracal, right? It was for the caracal. I talked already about it. I have a bit of a plan for Raven Creek to celebrate my new PC. So the idea was of a big sponsor coming to Raven Creek and sponsoring a whole new dedicated area to that zoo, to let it grow a little bit. So very modern, recent addition to that zoo, kind of like the wetlands area was, but even more modern, built in the last 3 to 4 years, so only recently. And this I still have to do planning for that. I have it already in my head, kind of how it will look, but I still have to find the small details and layouts and how I want to have everything. And then I have to plan how I want to record that and do everything. But this will be kind of the future plan. Maybe after we finished the forest area. Maybe in between, I have no idea. I will inform you about that in the coming weeks and such. But this is what I'm planning for now. So, we are already getting close to an end. We are already again in the planting section. So I will now shut a little bit up and leave you to the rest of the video with some music, and then I see you in the end time part with the showcase of the finished product. So yeah, enjoy the music and I see you in the end. So, and here we are now in the finished zoo file, and we start our tour where we started our last one, in front of the Amur leopard habitat and in front of the wallaby walkthrough exhibit. But if we turn right this time, we have a whole new overgrown section here, and I still like the idea with the overgrown fence to give the hyenas a little bit of privacy. Hyenas can be very skittish and getting stressed easily, so having that really provides some spaces to hide basically. And we start here with our first of, I think, 4 viewing areas, viewing opportunities. This one is the first away from the main viewing, and we have a nice look at the little den here, the little hideout, and some rocks, and they like to play a lot in the front of here, so this is really a nice spot to view them. And you can also see the siamangs in the background, sometimes they swing by. And if we now follow the path, we have our exhibit house on the right side. Behind that is our hospital, and here are our indoor siamang viewing area, and this empty space here, which I still have to fill. And then we come to our first of 2 main viewing areas. Of course, a little bit of space between the whole 2 fences to prevent guests from climbing over. And we can only rarely see the moat here. If you stand a little bit further away, you could even think that there is no moat at all. And I like how that turned out. I also noticed I forgot to put doors on these gates here, so I have to do that later. But I really like how it turned out. It doesn't look too lush in my opinion. Maybe you are different opinion than I. It still gives this a little bit of grasslandy vibe to it, which I tried to achieve. But I really like it, and it's very close to the one from Zoo Leipzig. There they don't have a fence. They have everything made out with faux rocks, and then of course behind here there is another mode, I think, and then there would be the savannah behind. But yeah, I really like this version. I think this is one of my the favorite of my two of the viewing areas, and yeah, we also have additional viewing spaces here with this little window here where they can see them play. And if you go around the corner past the main building, you have another viewing area opportunity here where you can also see them, yeah, maybe eating in the background or playing in the front. Then of course we have the main indoor area. Nothing special apart from me jumping on the roof a bit faster. Both are inside and sleeping. They look still very, very cute and very cool. Nothing much to see here. Just a couple tools and everything, a sink like in all the other areas. I just copied them over the two sleeping areas so we can separate them. And then we have the second open area, the second area. I also think about cutting these two off, so we could make two separate exhibits for them, so they can't get into each other's exhibit. I think this would be a possibility to basically have a fence here behind the building, so they can't go over to the other one. But yeah, this is the second one with a little bit of a different mode. Here it is more visible because it's more sloped, but still like it. They also have a little bit of water down there where they can drink and play in the water. And then this is Caracal building, and then we have a little bit of a maintenance path here, which is still a lot of work in progress, and there is still stuff to come there, so it isn't finished yet. But hey, there they are. They're out now. I don't know what the stink is. I think it's food. I don't know why it stinks there. I hope my keepers will clean it up. But yeah, this is our little striped hyena habitat, which I really like how it turned out. I really like how they move in here and jump apparently. And if you liked that, then maybe consider giving this video a like, or even subscribing to the channel if you haven't already. And then I see you in the future with more awesome videos, and until then I wish you a great time, stay safe, and goodbye everyone.